Good day, students. This is Mr. Fauna, your math teacher. Today we're going to be looking at the demand function. The demand function is actually given by Q equals MP plus B. M and B are just some numbers. Q is the quantity demanded and P is the price per item. So the demand function actually links the quantity demanded and the price. Let's look at some examples. Example 1 says the demand function for a computer tablet company is given by Q equals negative 756p plus 478450, where Q is the number of tablets and P is the price. What is the price per tablet if a total of 129,178 computer tablets are demanded? Now, when you read any word problem, the first thing you want to take note of is what does the question ask you to do. So in this particular case, we were asked what is the price. So you're looking for the price of each tablet. That is our unknown. That's where we always start. So from there we have P equals question mark. Put a question mark because that is what we are looking for. The next thing that you ask yourself now is, do I have an equation? Okay. Yes, we do have an equation. The problem gave us the demand function. That's our equation. So we have, that's our equation. So from there, so we have our demand function, which is Q equals negative 756p plus 478,450. So now we are looking for P. We are asked to look for P. Before you can get P, you must know the value of Q. So we go back to the problem and see if the problem gave us Q. Yes, if you read, it says the total computer tablets that were demanded was 129,178. So that's our Q. So our Q is 129,178. Now, to look for P, what we do now is we take this value of Q here and replace it in this equation. So we'll have 129,178 equals negative 756p plus 478,450. So we've just replaced this Q here with the value for Q. So we go ahead now and solve this equation. This is a typical two-step equation, and your P is on the right hand side. So our goal is to isolate this P, to get this P by itself. And the first thing we'll do is we'll carry this term, the constant term, the term that doesn't have P, we'll carry it over to the left hand side. And remember, once you carry the term from the right hand side to the left hand side, you flip the sign. It's a positive, so when it comes over here, it will become a negative. So we'll carry this constant term over to the left side and we'll place it there, and it will become a negative. So that will give us, so we'll have 129,178 minus, this goes over here and become a minus 478,450 equals, on the right hand side we'll just be left with negative 756p. So go ahead and combine these two terms on the left hand side using a calculator. So we combine that, you have negative 349,272 equals negative 756p. Now, to get P by itself, we're going to divide both sides by negative 756. So we'll do that, we'll have, so we have this, and on the right negative 756 will cancel. Now we use a calculator to work out the left hand side. So that should give us 462 equals P, or better written as P equals 462. So the price per item is $462. Now go ahead and pause the video at this point, and then you do question 1 of the classwork. Now the answers to these questions are found at the end of the video. You have the answer key at the end, so you can compare your answer. The question guide, these are just step-by-step approach in solving the problem. So it actually guides you and gives you a step-by-step guide towards solving this problem. As you answer these questions, those are the steps that you follow to solve this problem. Now we look at the second example. It says the demand function for a company that produces garbage cans is given by Q equals negative 136.08p plus 2,535.79, where Q is the number of garbage cans and P is the price. What is the price per can if a total of 554 garbage cans are demanded? So again, when you read any word problem, the first thing you do is ask yourself, what is the question asking you to do? So you underline your question. It says, what is the price per can? So we are looking for P. So P, we'll put a question mark because we don't know that. The next thing is, do I have an equation? Yes, the problem gave you the demand function. That's our demand function. So we're going to use that. So we'll have Q equals negative 136.08p plus 2,535.79. Now we are looking for P. We don't know P, but for you to get P, you must know the value of Q. So we go back to the question and find out if the question gave us the quantity demanded. And of course, if you go over here, it says if a total of 554 garbage cans are demanded. So this is our Q. Therefore, we know the value of Q. We'll now take the value of Q and substitute it here. So in place of this Q, we'll put 554. And so our equation now will become, to solve for P, this is typically a two-step equation. So our P is on the right-hand side, so concentrate on this side. To solve for P, first thing will be to move this constant term over to the right-hand side. And remember, once you move over to the left-hand side, once you move a term from one side to the other side, you change the sign. It's a positive, so when it goes over to this side, it will become a negative. So that will give us, so we'll have 554 minus 2,535.79, because when this constant term goes over to the left hand side, it becomes, the sign will flip to a negative, equals negative 136.08. So let's go ahead and combine the left hand side. We use a calculator and work this left hand side to have negative 1,981.79 equals negative 136.08. Now to get P by itself, we're going to go ahead and divide both sides by the coefficient of P, which is negative 136.08. So that will give us the negative 136.08, and this side cancels. We use the calculator to work out the left hand side. So we would have to the nearest 100 will give us 14.56 equals P, better written as P equals $14.56. So the price per can is $14.56. So go ahead and pause this video at this point and do question 2 of the classwork. So you do question 2. Again, you have the question guide. These are just step-by-step guide on how to solve this problem. Remember, the answer keys are at the end of the question, so you can always compare your answer with the answer key at the end. Now let's look at the next example. So example 3 says, consider the demand function Q equals negative 86.33p plus 2,331.64, where P is the price per item and Q is the quantity demanded. Find the quantity that would be demanded at a price of $18.20, round to the nearest whole number. So again, the first thing we do when you read the problem is, what does the question ask you to do? So you underline your question. It says we should find the quantity that would be demanded at a particular price. So we're looking for quantity. So Q equals question mark. That's what we're looking for. Next thing, do we have an equation? Yes, we do have the demand function. That's our demand function there. So that will give us Q equals negative 86.33p plus 2,331.64. Now, remember, we are looking for Q. We don't know the value of Q, but before you calculate the value of Q, for you to know the value of Q, you must first know the value of P. So we have to go back to the problem and see, does it give us P? Yes, of course. We're told here that find the quantity that will be demanded at a price of $18.20. So that is our P. Therefore, we have P equals 1820. Now, in order to get Q, we just take this value of P and substitute it where we see P. So we're going to substitute it on this side. That will give us, so we have Q equals negative 86.33. We'll replace the P with 1820. Remember, when you're replacing, you don't put the units, so the dollar sign goes out. We'll put it at the end of the question if we need it. Generally, put your units at the end. So plus 2331.64. Now we are looking for Q, and you realize that Q has been solved for us already. Q is alone on the left hand side, so we are fine. All we do now is we evaluate this right hand side. So we just put this in a calculator the way it is, and that should give us the value of Q. So if you put that in your calculator, you should have Q equals 760.434. But remember, the question said we should round our answer to the nearest whole number. So we have Q equals, our whole number ends at 0. That's the ones position. You check the next digit. The next digit is a 4. Anything from 4, 3, 2, 1, or 0, you leave it the way it is. So we'll have Q equals 760. So that will be the quantity demanded. Okay, you go ahead now and do question 3. Question 3 of your classwork. Again, question 3 has the question guide. These are step-by-step guide on how to solve this problem. And after you complete question 3, compare your answer with the answer guide at the end. Then you move on and complete the rest of the classwork questions from question 4 to question 8. And of course, these are your answer guide. So the answer key are all here.